Hey, this is Amazing Tony again. The topic of this lecture is how do you find those elusive property owners? Now, why will a property owner want to be elusive? Well, in most cases, it's not really designed. I mean, they don't decide they want to be elusive. When somebody owns a property and they have money tied to the property, um, if they find somebody or somebody calls them that want to buy the property, they are usually very cooperative. But in majority of cases, when a property is vacant, right, it's easy to find the owner just by going to your local assessor's office or local county recorder's office. Okay, but depending on how long the property has been vacant, the local assessor's office or the county recorder's office may not even have their new address. So you pull up the property or you drive by a property, you see the address, then you'll say, well, you don't know who owns it. Now, usually what I do is I actually start with the next door neighbor. You know, you knock on the door. You know, especially if you look at it and it's been vacant for a while, just knock on the door. The house on the side, the right, and the right house on the left. Say, you know, my name is Tony. I buy properties in this area. I know this property is vacant, and I'm trying to find the owner. Will you happen to know or have their phone number? You know, most of the time, if they know their phone number, they don't usually want to give it. They will say, okay, well, give me your card and I'll give it to him, or I will have him call you, right? Usually I offer an incentive. You know, I buy properties. If you can get me the homeowner's phone number, if I buy the property, I'll give you, you know, a couple of $100. That's a good incentive. Okay. So first thing I do is when I find a property that is vacant, I pull it up. There are sources for pulling up property to where you could find the owner quickly. You know, you could go to your county recorder's office, tax assessor's office. These days, some tax assessor's office no longer give the mailing address of the owner. They give the property address, but they don't give the mailing address because of privacy, you know, reasons. Since we've had all these terrorist situations, so they will put a notice there. Well, we can't give you the mailing address of the owner. It's kind of usually blocked up. It's not done in every county, but I know in my county, you know, and some surrounding counties, you could no longer get that. Whereas then how do you get it? Well, the title companies have it. Simple. Most title companies actually have this information, and they still give it out because technically it is public record. Okay, but the county record, county assessors, they're not obligated to give it to you. Okay, so if you have a name, okay, the moment you have a name, you could find the address of where that name belongs. And you could start by searching online. You know, usually the first thing I do is I put a name on Google, right? You'll be surprised what comes up. You know, their phone number might come up, or their job might come up, a news item might come up about them, and then you start from there. So the moment you put it in Google, whatever comes up, you follow that through. You put it on Facebook, social media, okay, then you follow, because you could see, almost everyone is on Facebook today that I know of. You know, except you're so old or you're too young. But majority of the people on Facebook, and they are on Facebook with their real names. So you put them on social media. If they pop up, you try to connect it to the address of that property. Okay, then you message them. Start with, you know, you can first you got to friend them. You try to send them a notice. Hey, my name is Toyin. I'm looking for the owner of this property. You know, if you're the owner, please contact me. Right? And I've used that several times to find owners of properties. Then you could skip trace them. Skip tracing, when I first started, I used to use what I put here, private investigators. Okay, and that's very expensive. They used to charge me, you know, first I was doing $25 plus incentive, and then it was $50. You know, so by the time you run 10, 10 people and you can find the owner, the money starts to stack up. So you got to find a way to minimize your cost. Okay, and the easiest way to minimize your cost is to first of all use all the free sources that are out there before you pay money. Another source that I use is Fiverr. Fiverr, there are some people on there that will do this for you at a cheaper rate. If you don't have time to do it, you send them 10 names for $5 and they will try to find the owners for you, right? You could actually use the courthouse. How do you use the courthouse? Just put their name on the court proceedings. There might be a court action against them. If there is, sometimes you'll be able to find them. Say, for example, if they file a lawsuit, they have to put their own address, their current address. If somebody is suing them, you could contact whoever is suing them if they've served them. But if you look in the court records, you will see where they were served. Okay, that tells you where their new address is. So I talked about the county assessors, the county recorder. Those are, every property owner must register their property with the county assessor. It's as simple as that, because first of all, when you record your property as the owner, the county assessor picks up your name because they got to tax you. And so where do they send their tax bill? You got to give them your address. Either they send it to the property, right? Or you give them an address to send it to. You voluntarily give them an address. And so they have it for their record. Okay? So that's really the basics of finding property owners. When I say the basics, there are other ways of really digging deep into this. Okay? But I covered the basics. And if you want to dig deeper, you know what to do. You probably have to join my apprenticeship program, which takes you deeper to where, because all you need is find one property owner, and if you're the one that found them and they're motivated, okay, we're talking anywhere from 10 to 20, 30, $40,000. Okay, so if that's worth it to you to know to go deep into this, then you could consider joining the apprenticeship program. But for now, that's how you find elusive property owners. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.